do a quick reading for Friday the 13th. So if you're watching this, even if it's already past Friday the 13th, this still applies because it's what has shifted during that time. Or, oh, I guess that's what it's going to be about. What's happening, what's changing. Let's see. First, Three of Wands, Six of Wands in reverse. There's two sides I'm seeing. Maybe you're one or the other, or maybe you're both. One side I'm seeing someone, so in this picture, it's a little dark to see, but he's like coming up to her, and it's almost this energy of she's been waiting way too long. Like it's, like, you know how you get the late notices, like it's gonna be late in a week, and then it's late, it's 1 week late, it's 2 weeks. It's like all those they stopped sending notices at this point. Like it was something someone was waiting for so long that it almost lost whatever it had that made the person want it. But it's almost like someone's coming anyway, and they're like, I know it's way too late, I know there's no chance, I know. And it's like, even so, they don't care. So take this how it applies to you. This can also be the energy of, on the outside, something logically seems like it's done, it's over, or it's way past due, it's way past. But realistically, there's other things going on behind the scenes. I'm having trouble talking in this. So if you've been experiencing any throat irritation, sore throat, itchy throat, coughing, even like choking on your words, this is all reflective of further opening of that energy center and further speaking up, further truth telling. So anyway, there's an energy of something that it's like that when it would have been good, it's already passed, but there's something else at play that even so, it's almost like a seed that you've had for so long, and there's no way you would think it would grow, and you just decide to plant it anyway just for fun, and somehow it does grow, even though there's no part of your mind. It's like something has died, the battery has died, and you just try it one more time, but then it turns on. It's like there's no way, like something's gonna happen if it hasn't already happened that cannot be logically explained. It's like there's no way. This was supposed to be like dead or ruined or late, like so long ago. Like how can it still be? How can it still exist? How can it still, like, it's almost like this rebirth or this something's turning on again. But again, the way this is all unfolding is going to be in a way that nobody can deny there's something else going on. Like even the most skeptical person would be able to kind of be like, there's something else at play here. And that's the whole point of this situation, is because it's reminding me of that scene at the end of Elf when Santa needs the extra Christmas spirit, and then everybody starts to believe, and then it raises enough spirit. It's like that type of energy. Like it's so much that energy. It's something that can't logically make sense, but it's somehow so natural. Like believing in something special, believing in Christmas, it almost feels natural. Like, or believing in something you want to believe in. It doesn't feel like you have to force it. It's like you want to believe in. Just like kids want to believe in the tooth fairy. You don't have to do too much convincing. But this is just saying here, it's the energy of something that should have been done a long time ago, but for some reason is coming back around. It's still alive. It's still on. It still works. And in 444, there's gonna be a reason for all of it, for why, like just all the questions you have. why is it working now? Why did it take so long? Why did it have to unfold this way? Whatever questions you have, they'll all begin to make sense. But again, this is not something that can be understood or even explained logically. There has to be this other element. And of course, it's right along with Halloween, when I think it's a magical time. Anytime around holidays, you know, it has that magical feeling like anything could happen, even though at any moment anything could happen. But there's this heightened sense of like the collective feeling the energy. So then there's this other, it's like somebody who, they did everything they could to not miss their flight or their bus, and like at every turn things are going the wrong way, but they kept trying, and it's like they just kept getting further and further away, but they kept trying, even though it looked hopeless. It's like they just couldn't give up. But this, and you could be resonating with both scenarios, but it's like somebody tried everything they could, still couldn't get something to work, or still didn't seem like it was enough. But what they're not realizing is they're measuring their progress by what they were able to physically accomplish. And maybe that was not at all, you know, close to their goal. However, the spirit it took to continue on, to keep trying, like that came from a place that it's beyond this world. That feeling of hope, when nothing in your physical reality is saying it'll work out, but you feel it anyway, and you go with that. It's like this energy of people think this person is foolish who keeps trying, and it's like, dude, there's no way that's gonna happen. Like, look how many things are against you. And even this person feels it. It's not like they're completely, you know, solid in their belief that it'll work out, but they know, the part of them that knows that it will. And this is going to be a different type of situation for everybody, so just take it how it resonates for you. But this person, it's like they weren't doing it wrong. Like, others could look and be like, well, you just kept trying and clearly you should have just given up. But the people who think that, they can't feel what this person feels. They can't feel that inner knowing to keep going, to keep trying, that even if it doesn't work out this time, it will work out. It's like someone has this thing within them that they just can't let go or give up on, because wherever it's coming from is beyond worlds. It's stronger than anything physical. And it's just continuing to grow within this person the more they choose it. And it's like they really have to face and sacrifice everything materially, because it's like they keep getting met with resistance. But it's not the type of resistance where they're feeling like, okay, I need to take a step back. It's like they keep feeling like they need to keep trying. So let's get more into this. Page of Cups in reverse, and Materialism, which is the Devil card in reverse. So in this process, it can feel not frustrating but disheartening for whoever keeps trying, because, and I just want to make this clear in case there's confusion, when I'm talking about keep trying when everything still is going wrong, I'm not talking about when there are so many signals that this is not right, that for you this is not the right way, don't keep trying, and you keep doing it anyway because you just need it to work out. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when, despite everything going on, there's this inner knowing to keep going on this path, even when it seems unclear, even when it seems like, how could this work out? But it's trusting that knowing. So again, this is not a situation where it's like you're just fighting because you just have to make it happen, even though all the signs are telling you to stop, okay? And if you're having trouble discerning the difference, like, well, is this that type of situation? Here's how you'll know. When you are meant to continue on through the resistance, despite the resistance, when the resistance is not a sign to fall back or to stop or to change direction, when it is in your best interest to keep going, you will know, because there will be little signs, little but still big enough for you to notice. Little in a way that it's not necessarily what you need or what you think you need in that moment. So for example, let's say you are trying to turn in an assignment on time and you're really stressed about it and it's overdue and you don't know if it'll be accepted. So that's going on in your mind. You're trying to work that out. And then maybe something you were waiting on in the mail came and you actually got double, or you got extra gifts, and you're like, well, that's nice. Even though that's completely unrelated to the issue I'm having, that's still a good thing. So things will happen like that to almost say, hey, even though this situation hasn't worked out yet, it's okay because you are on the right path. So little things here and there will just go your way or go right, or you'll find $5, or just little things that to let you know, yes, you are aligned, you are on the correct path, because these things wouldn't happen if you weren't. So even though that one thing you're waiting on hasn't happened yet, it's okay, because this is just confirmation. Even though you haven't got your goal yet, it's all still working out, basically. So look for those, think about it. Has anything, even just today, can you think of any little sign or signal or something that happened that actually went right, that actually went well? So when that's happening, you can trust those things, that they're a sign that you are on the right path and to continue going. Don't change direction. Don't go back. Don't look back. Continue on. And also pay more attention to these little things. Don't pay so much attention to that one thing that hasn't gone right yet. Because it's often when you're waiting on that one big thing that all these little things start to go right. But because you're so preoccupied with that big thing that hasn't gone right yet, you're focused more on that and you miss the little things and you don't get to enjoy them. But it's like, these were things that were big at one point. It's just right now in this moment, there's something else preoccupying your mind, but that doesn't mean these other things don't matter. And now that they're being worked out, it would suit you to pay attention to them and to kind of grow your confidence in the path that you're on. Use these, like remind yourself, hey, this happened, that's good, this is a sign I'm on the right path. And more things will happen like that for you to assure you you're on the right path until that big thing gets taken care of. But until it does, that's what you can look for to know. This is a time when people are gaining discernment. So whether you feel you've had it or not, it's going to be getting stronger. So if you don't know, basically discernment is the ability to know what is what. The ability to discern one thing from another and to know the difference. And everybody has this ability. Some people have it a lot stronger naturally. Some people have to work on it harder, but everyone has been, or most people have been raised in a way that does not encourage or support trusting your intuition and trusting that inner guidance. So although people are receiving the guidance, they have trouble recognizing it. Some people have fear recognizing intuition versus fear or paranoia. And if that is something you struggle with, a quick tip I can give you is that fear is loud, it's in your face, it demands your attention. It says, stop what you're doing, stop what you're thinking about, and focus on me. It demands attention, okay? Paranoia, fear, when it's coming from a place that's not true, it demands your immediate attention, and it's at a time when you don't actually need, like obviously if you're in a real life or death situation, a real emergency, that does demand your immediate attention, and that would make sense for you. But if you're not in a life or death emergency, nothing is that important to be taking your attention like that. But fear will demand it. Now, and it's just there, and it's like, it's almost like it comes by and sees if it can get a reaction out of you. And once it realizes it can't, it goes on to the next one. Intuition, however, is quieter. It's subtle, but it's undeniable. It's something you just can't, you can brush it off, you can try to ignore it, but it persists. It's almost like a little notification that pops up, and you can just swipe it away easily. And then 15 minutes later, it pops up again. It's quiet, but it will persist until you get the message. But it doesn't demand your immediate, it's not like, hey, this is an emergency alert, look at me right now. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like a quiet knowing, is the other thing. It feels like a knowing. And it may not make sense, and a lot of times it doesn't. But it's like it doesn't need to make sense because you just know it. You know it more than anything could ever prove it to you. It's deeper than that. So that's a little tip for you. Just know the more you practice discernment, the easier it'll get. But right now, everyone's being forced to look at their abilities to discern and if they're putting it into practice or not. Because that's going to be a very important ability for people, and as the world progresses, everybody's going to need discernment. And with so much information out there, the age of information, with everybody having such strong opinions, it's so important to have that discernment and know what's true for you, even if it doesn't apply to any other person. That's okay. So I'm going to do one more card, Knight of Pentacles. So yes, things are building slowly, but they're still speeding up, just slowly. So continue on. This is more confirmation, if you need it, that you are on the right path. And yes, it's slow, but what you get, whatever you get, you won't lose. Like, it's permanent, it's for good. So yes, it may take a little longer, but it's here to stay, and that's the important part. You don't have to worry everything you get is going to be lost. I do want to pull, even though I said that was the last one, one more. Okay, last one, Judgment in reverse. So that's the other thing right now. Really, really letting go of judgments of yourself, of others, even if you feel like you're not judgmental, taking a deeper look at yourself and really saying, like, do you judge the thoughts you have? Do you judge the response, the immediate response? Do you judge, like, not just are you judging others, but are you judging yourself for, if you are judging others, are you judging yourself for that? Like, realizing in spirit there is no judgment. There's no, oh, you shouldn't have thought this, there's no shouldn't have. It's all just a learning experience, and just noticing the areas that you are being too judgmental in your own life and letting those go. So I hope you enjoyed this message and got something from it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.